Modern naval warfare is unforgiving. A single missile. A few seconds of reaction time. One failure in detection or interception. That is all it takes for a warship to be crippled or lost. This brutal reality has reshaped how navies around the world think about survival at sea. Gone are the days when thick armor alone could protect a vessel. Today, survival depends on layers of sensors, networks, automation, and speed. And at the very center of that last desperate moment of defense stands the Close-In Weapon System. For the Philippine Navy, embracing this reality marks a decisive psychological and doctrinal shift. For decades, Filipino sailors trained, knowing that if an advanced missile ever came their way, there was little they could do. Courage filled the gap where technology was absent. Now that gap is closing. In the modern battle space, missiles do not announce themselves. They fly low, hugging the sea to avoid radar. They maneuver unpredictably. They arrive faster than human reflexes can respond. Sea-skimming anti-ship missiles can appear on radar just seconds before impact. At that point, long-range missiles are useless. Medium-range defenses may already be overwhelmed. Only an automated radar-linked rapid-fire system can respond in time. This is why CIWS is called the last shield. Without it, a modern warship is incomplete. The Philippine Navy's modernization did not happen in a vacuum. It was shaped by hard-earned lessons from global conflicts. From the Falklands War to the Gulf War, from the sinking of ships by low-cost missiles to drone attacks in the Red Sea and Black Sea, one truth became undeniable. Even the most advanced ships can fall if they lack point defense. Smaller navies around the world learned this lesson painfully. Many lost ships not because they lacked courage, but because they lacked technology. The Philippines paid attention. As tensions intensified in the West Philippine Sea, the operational environment changed dramatically. Foreign Coast Guard vessels became more assertive. Military aircraft increased patrols. Naval deployments grew more frequent. Gray zone operations blurred the line between peace and conflict. In such an environment, even a single miscalculation could escalate rapidly. The Philippine Navy needed ships that could remain on station, hold ground, and survive escalation, not just observe it. The BRP Miguel Malvar was designed for this reality. Unlike legacy patrol ships, the BRP Miguel Malvar was conceived as a true combatant, not merely a presence platform. Every system aboard the ship reflects lessons learned from modern naval warfare. The ship's design reduces detectability through angled superstructures, enclosed masts, reduced infrared emissions, controlled acoustic signatures. Stealth does not make a ship invisible, but it buys time. Time to detect threats. Time to react. Time to survive. The heart of the ship is its combat management system. This digital nerve center fuses data from radar, sonar, electro-optical sensors, electronic warfare suites, external data links. The result is a real-time operational picture. The GÖKDENİZ Close-In does not operate in isolation. It is part of this network, receiving cues, tracking targets, and engaging automatically if necessary. This integration is critical. A CIWS without data is blind. A CIWS with data is lethal. When an incoming missile is detected, the engagement process unfolds in seconds. First, detection, as ship sensors identify a fast-moving, low-altitude object. Then, classification, where algorithms determine if it's a threat. Third is tracking, with fire control radar locking on. Next, solution calculation, as the system predicts the missile's flight path. This leads to engagement, where dual cannons fire precisely timed bursts. Finally, kill assessment, where sensors confirm destruction or re-engage. This entire sequence happens faster than a human can blink. That is the difference between survival and catastrophe. Some may ask, why 35mm, why not smaller, faster guns? The answer lies in physics. The 35mm round offers a balance of high muzzle velocity, significant destructive mass, and compatibility with programmable ammunition. When airburst rounds detonate near a missile, the resulting fragment cloud can shred control surfaces, sensors, and guidance systems. Missiles do not need to explode to fail. They only need to lose control. CIWS systems were originally for missiles, but today, drones are changing everything. Unmanned aerial systems are smaller, cheaper, harder to detect, and often deployed in swarms. A single drone may be harmless. A swarm is not. The GÖKDENİZ CIWS is optimized for this new reality. Its programmable ammunition and tracking systems allow it to engage multiple small targets quickly. This future-proofing is critical. The threats of tomorrow are already here. A capable CIWS enhances the entire task group. A ship that can defend itself can take forward positions, screen high-value units, and protect less capable vessels, making the BRP Miguel Malvar a force multiplier. Modern naval operations are rarely conducted alone. Integration of advanced CIWS aligns the Philippine Navy with international standards, enhancing data sharing, tactical coordination, and mutual defense. Interoperability is deterrence. Warships communicate even when silent. The installation of the GÖKDENİZ CIWS sends a clear message. The Philippines expects its ships to fight and survive. This is not aggression, this is preparedness. Technology alone does not win battles, sailors do. The introduction of advanced systems requires extensive training and technical mastery. Filipino sailors are now training on systems once found only on advanced foreign warships. This builds not just capability, but confidence. Confidence changes behavior at sea. One of the quiet strengths of the GÖKDENİZ program is lifecycle support. Maintenance and spare parts, upgrades, software improvements. Modern weapons are not static, they evolve. The Philippines' partnership ensures the system remains effective for decades, not just years. The BRP Miguel Malvar is part of a larger transformation. Across the fleet, the Philippine Navy is pursuing improved maritime domain awareness, better command and control, stronger logistics and sustainment, integration of unmanned systems, cyber resilience. Each ship, each system builds toward a coherent force. Looking ahead, the Navy's ambitions are clear. Submarines will provide stealth and deterrence. Corvettes will secure littoral waters. Frigates will project presence farther out. And all of them will require layered defense. CIWS will no longer be a luxury, it will be standard. Perhaps the most important change is not visible. It is doctrinal. The Philippine Navy is no longer planning only for peacetime patrols. It is planning for high-end conflict, even if it hopes never to fight one. This shift ensures readiness. Preparedness prevents war. The sea has always defined the Philippines. It connects islands, feeds communities, shapes identity. For too long, those waters were defended by bravery alone. Now, they are defended by steel, sensors, and systems worthy of the sailors who stand watch. The BRP Miguel Malvar, shielded by the GÖKDENİZ CIWS, represents more than modernization. It represents resolve. This is West Pacific Watch, where we follow not just ships, but the strategic currents shaping our future. Many of the world's most powerful fleets learned this lesson not in theory, but in fire and steel. In 1982, during the Falklands War, modern warships were struck by missiles they were never meant to face at close range. In the Persian Gulf, small platforms armed with relatively inexpensive weapons inflicted disproportionate damage on larger, more expensive vessels. In recent years, conflicts in the Black Sea and the Red Sea have shown how drones and missiles, often improvised, sometimes crude, can threaten even advanced navies. These conflicts reshaped naval thinking worldwide. They forced planners to confront an uncomfortable truth. If your last line of defense fails, nothing else matters. The Philippine Navy watched, and it learned. A modern anti-ship missile costs a fraction of a warship. Yet a single successful hit can mission kill, or sink, a vessel worth hundreds of millions of dollars. This asymmetry defines modern naval warfare. Missiles today are faster, smarter, harder to intercept, designed to evade radar and defenses. Sea-skimming profiles allow missiles to hide behind the curvature of the Earth. Terminal maneuvers complicate interception. Electronic countermeasures attempt to blind or confuse defenders. Against this threat, a warship must assume that some missiles will get through. That assumption is what makes CIWS indispensable. There is an often overlooked aspect of ship survivability: morale. Sailors who know their ship has a fighting chance perform differently. They hold stations longer. They execute orders with confidence. They operate under pressure without panic. The presence of a capable CIWS does not just protect steel, it protects the people inside. For the Philippine Navy, this matters deeply. Many Filipino sailors serve far from home, in contested waters, under intense scrutiny. Knowing that their ship carries a system designed specifically to protect them in the worst-case scenario changes everything. Historically, the Philippine Navy functioned primarily as a patrol and constabulary force. Its mission centered on law enforcement, anti-smuggling, search and rescue, and disaster response. These missions remain vital, but today's security environment demands more. The Navy must now be able to operate in contested zones, integrate with allied forces, survive high-end threats, and deter aggression without escalation. The BRP Miguel Malvar reflects this evolution. The ship's importance goes beyond its size or armament. It represents a shift in procurement philosophy, a commitment to survivability, and an acceptance of modern naval realities. This is no longer a Navy content with presence alone. This is a Navy preparing for denial, defense, and deterrence. For decades, global defense markets were dominated by a handful of countries. Today, that landscape is changing. Turkey's defense industry has emerged as a credible alternative, offering advanced systems without the political and financial constraints often attached to traditional suppliers. For the Philippines, working with Aselsan means diversification of suppliers, reduced dependence on any single partner, and access to cutting-edge technology. This diversification strengthens strategic autonomy. One of the most important aspects of modern defense procurement is not what arrives on the ship, but what stays behind. Training, technical knowledge, maintenance expertise. With systems like GÖKDENİZ, Filipino engineers and sailors gain exposure to advanced fire control logic, sensor fusion principles, and automated engagement systems. These skills carry forward into future platforms. Modernization compounds over time, weapons shape doctrine. Once a Navy fields a credible CIWS, it begins to think differently about formation spacing, threat prioritization, escort roles, and risk acceptance. Ships can operate closer to contested zones. Commanders can make bolder decisions. Task groups become more flexible. This is how a fleet evolves. It is about not losing them. CIWS systems rarely get credit in peacetime. They do not launch offensives. They do not project power visibly. But in war, they are remembered. They are the systems crews thank after surviving an attack. Deterrence is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet competence. An adversary planning aggression must consider detection probability, interception likelihood, and cost of failure. A ship equipped with a modern CIWS increases uncertainty for any attacker. Uncertainty deters action. Southeast Asia is not defined by arms races. It is defined by balance. Each nation modernizes not to dominate, but to avoid vulnerability. By equipping ships like the BRP Miguel Malvar with advanced defenses, the Philippines contributes to a more resilient regional security architecture, greater confidence in joint patrols, and reduced incentives for coercive behavior. Strength, when measured in defensive, stabilizes. The future battle space will be saturated. Unmanned aerial vehicles, unmanned surface vessels. Autonomous swarms, CIWS systems like GÖKDENİZ are evolving to meet these threats. Software updates, improved tracking algorithms, better discrimination capabilities. Modern CIWS is as much about code as it is about cannons. Recent conflicts have proven missiles fail, but many do not. Drones are persistent. Electronic warfare is decisive. Ships without layered defenses do not last long. The Philippine Navy is ensuring it does not relearn these lessons the hard way. Modernization also changes naval culture. Younger sailors train on digital systems. Officers think in terms of networks, not just platforms. Maintenance crews master complex electronics. This creates a more professional, technically adept force. For years, critics questioned whether the Philippine Navy could defend itself in high-threat environments. The BRP Miguel Malvar answers that question, not loudly, but clearly. It is not invincible, no ship is, but it is no longer helpless. The West Philippine Sea is not just water. It is trade routes, energy corridors, fishing grounds, strategic depth. Defending it requires more than presence. It requires survivable presence, intent matters. The decision to install a modern CIWS signals seriousness, preparedness, long-term thinking. This is not symbolic modernization, it is functional modernization. The BRP Miguel Malvar will not be the last. Future Philippine warships will likely feature integrated air defense, enhanced CIWS, cooperative engagement capabilities. Each hull will build on the last. Navies are not built overnight, they evolve. One decision, one system, one ship at a time. The integration of the GÖKDENİZ CIWS aboard the BRP Miguel Malvar is one such decision. Quiet, deliberate, strategic, and it moves the Philippine Navy one step closer to a future where its sailors no longer ask if they can survive. but how best to prevail. This is West Pacific Watch, following the steel, the strategy, and the slow, steady rise of maritime strength in the West Pacific.